Good morning, all of you who are here. And good morning to all of you who are not here. Good morning to all of you who are not here yet. Those of you going for that second latte, you know, they'll arrive in a little bit late. That's okay. Good morning to you. Is there anybody here from another unity? We'd like to just acknowledge you with a gift. Okay? No, nobody's here from another unity. Is there anybody here for the first time? Raise your hand up high. We have a gift for you. Back there, we have. All right, good. And
people sign up to become an official member on here.
okay.
I'm going to pass.
If you're interested in becoming an official member, you sign that particular clipboard, and we'll be in contact with you. And how does it feel to be in the right place at the right time? Because you right now are in the right place at the right time. Because you are going to be opened up to some more beautiful, insightful thoughts about living your life beautifully with spiritual awareness. Syntysche is going to share that with you. Look forward to this talk coming your way.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Everyone who's joining us here in-house, everyone who's joining us online. We love spending time with you each week here at Unity of Boulder. I've got a few upcoming events, or at least one upcoming event. February 1st, we're having a 3-week meditation class titled The Art of Emptiness. It will be taught by Rigpa, who also teaches our Kundalini yoga classes every Friday at 11:30 here in Fellowship Hall. That's going to start February 1st, and that's a Sunday afternoon, and that's going to go for 3 Sundays in a row. The cost is $80, and you can sign up for that. You can sign up for that in the bookstore or on our website, or just give us a call over the phone, and that starts February 1st. Next, we are presently trying to update Unity of Boulder's database of all of our congregation. We recently really learned we're really outdated, especially our addresses and our phone numbers. So one of the pass-arounds that's going to be coming around today, if you could fill out your name, we'd love to have your name, your email, your cell phone number, so we can get in touch with you. None of this information will be shared. It'll be held under lock and key. We'd also like to know if you've ever become an official member here at Unity of Boulder, or if you would like to, if you're not. So you don't have to fill any of this out. We're just asking for it so we're able to stay in contact with you better. So definitely, if you see that pass around, please check that out. Let's see here. And now I'd like to welcome out Elaine McCarthy to read today's daily word. Elaine also just this week at our Board of Directors meeting was voted in to be the president of our Board of Directors. So, Elaine McCarthy.
Sunday, January 18, 2026, World Peace. As I affirm peace, I help create a peaceful world. In 1964, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "It is not enough to say we must not wage war. It is necessary to love peace and sacrifice for it. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. Of course, I will work toward creating the kind of world I wish to see, investing my effort and energy to ending conflict, discrimination, and other kinds of negativity. But I also put my energy into creating harmony, cooperation, opportunity, and other positive outcomes. Today I affirm that peace is dawning all over the world, blessing all people with warm feelings of cooperation and thoughtful and togetherness. I affirm peace is here even as I strive to create it. May the God of peace himself sanctify you entirely, and may your spirit and soul and body be kept sound. 1 Thessalonians 5:23. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity. This is the point in our service where it's a call for prayer. It's a time for us to extend our higher consciousness out to others who might be facing a challenge in mind, body, or spirit. And we know we like to write their names down on a piece of paper that's available to you. Go into our prayer box, and Lisa will come down and collect it from you. And they'll be prayed over here at Unity Boulder for 30 days, and then they'll be sent to Silent Unity for a following 30 days. But we just really know that when we get into our heightened consciousness and we see people as whole, because innately we all are whole, and we help them come back to that homeostasis and into that balance where we heal mind, body, and spirit. So this is really a time for us to extend our hearts and minds to bring healing to others. But we like to sing this song to come into the presence of this room and allow the world to stay outside these doors, and just bless yourself with this spiritual time and to just connect with this divine potential. And you can sing with us. You are the air I breathe. You are the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. And I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for you. So grateful for you. And so it is. All right, we'll invite our entertainment club up, and we're going to sing our opening joy song. We'll sing it at first. We'll have you stand up and you can join us and sing along. And you can stand up right now, which would be lovely. Here we go. One more time, you can do this. And turn and meet one another and get each other's name, and let's have a little community. Thank you, God, for you.
And now pat yourself on the back and say, "Thank you, God, for me." All right. Now I'd like to welcome up today's musical guest. It's been a little while since she's been here. You might recognize her. She usually comes as part of a duo, but today she's on a solo mission. This is Amy Glennie. Get it.
Seemingly on pitch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited
my
to be
girlfriend
here.
here.
It's so good to see you all. Some familiar faces, some people I haven't met. I'm just incredibly grateful every time I get to play at Unity, so thanks for having me. This song is it's one I wrote after I had some health challenges last spring, and I really just felt incredibly, had a new perspective. I had things put into perspective for me, and was really letting go of a lot of things that used to bother me that I've found aren't really that important, and finding new things that are really important and that I'm grateful for. So this is called Getting Younger Every Day, and it sure beats the alternative of getting older every day. Exactly, it is a privilege, and we learn so much. I think we get a little wiser as we get along. I used to wake up so afraid that all the things I held so tight would slip away, and all the people in my life would realize that I had nothing new to say. Now the years have come and gone. I have learned that come what may, the world spins on. I've learned to let go of the things that I got wrong and the things that I can't change. I'm getting younger every day. like a little kid that's let outside to play. Things that worry me don't matter anyway. I'm getting younger every day. I don't move as fast these days, and my hair's turned to silver and to gray. But I found an easy way of being in the world, and a way to feel okay. The only sure thing now is change. And it's okay that nothing ever stays the same, 'cause we can't see the love that's waiting round the bend, and hope's an easy price to pay. I'm getting younger every day, just like a little kid that's let outside to play. Things that worry me don't matter anyway. I'm getting younger every day. Sing it with me if you want. I'm getting younger every day, just like a little kid that's let outside to play. The things that worry me don't matter anyway. I'm getting younger every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Beautiful way to start. Fun song, too. Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all here this morning. Today, my talk title is The Still Point That Moves History. And I'm going to be questioning today in this talk, what makes a human being stand in peaceful, authentic conviction when the world resists them? It is not certainty of outcome for sure. It is not safety. It is not public approval. It is an inner alignment so deep that silence would feel like a betrayal of the soul. So we're talking about Dr. Martin Luther King today and a few wonderful others in our history. But we're hanging out with him today because we're honoring him this weekend into tomorrow. So that alignment did not remain hidden in his heart. It rose up as a vision, and it was clear. Uncompromising and rooted in moral truth, his dream was not fantasy or wishful thinking. It was intuition given a voice. Conscious spoken aloud, faith translated into language a nation could hear. Standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, Dr. King reached into that still point within himself and spoke words that continue to echo through history. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the truth, meaning of its creeds. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created and women are created equal. And that dream widened. It stretched across Mississippi and Alabama. It imagined children judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. It envisioned black and white children joining hands. It called freedom to ring from mountains and hillsides across this land, until it culminated in a declaration born not of domination, but of liberation. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. This is what it looks like when peaceful conviction finds its voice. When the inner life becomes public courage. When the still point moves history. So the still point that moves history. I think that the words ring truer and truer as the years go on. Watching the creeds of this country kind of falling away. And we're standing here and we're wondering, what can we do? How can we make a difference? How can we get back to honorability and truth and justice for all? Right? So it's a good reminder to reflect on our history, because if we forget our history, it will repeat. And we're watching that happen currently. So I'm going to make this an uplifting talk as much as possible, but sometimes it's okay to have an inner reflection with the truth of what we are witnessing, right? Because we are a collective consciousness. And as we collaborate together in community into the development of our higher consciousness and meditating and praying and connecting with this greater intelligence we call God, Source, Spirit, the more we anchor in that energy, we become that second coming of Christ that everybody's waiting for. We are it as a collective, holding hand in hand and walking into this country in love and in peace and in outreach and in kindness, right? So this weekend we honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., not simply as a historical figure, but as a living question that still speaks to us. What makes a human being stand in peaceful, authentic conviction when the world resists them? What would you say? Determination. Courage. Faith. Hope. Love. Yes. Vision. Connection. Laughter. Truth. Mindfulness? Yeah, see, when we really take the time to reflect on what some of these great seers that preceded us, civil rights leaders that have preceded us, the people that stood up and their life was bigger than their own. They wanted to make a better world for everybody, right? That's really the goal, is to not be about our selfish, our own personal needs and dictates and wants. It's about stepping into the greater work that God called us to be and do, and to apply the message of love and peace in our being and sit in that state of mind before we enter the world every day, so that we are drawn to intuitively to that which we are supposed to be serving at this time. Throughout history, transformative change has never begun with power as the world defines. It begins somewhere quieter, deeper, and far more radical. It starts in the human heart. So, Charles Fillmore, our co-founder of Unity, reminds us with these words: faith does not depend on physical facts or on the evidence of the senses, because it is born of intuition, or the Spirit of truth ever living at the center of our beings. It's born of intuition. And so I think most of us are probably in our spiritual work, and we are doing our spiritual work, so we have heightened our intuition. And then the more we heighten our intuition, the more we become empathic. And so there's this double-edged sword with it, because the empathic aspect makes us feel everything that's going on in this world. So it can feel very dense right now. It can feel very heavy, right? So how do we pull ourselves out of that denseness and out of that heaviness? We don't look to the world. We look to the Spirit of truth that lives within us. Otherwise, we'll get caught up in the fear. And we need to find the opposite, which is love, right? So we develop intuition by creating space. Space between reaction and response, space between noise and knowing. Silence, prayer, meditation, and mindful reflections are not escapes from life. They are ways of returning to the inner teacher. Each time we pause instead of pushing, listen instead of forcing, and trust instead of controlling, intuition strengthens in those places. Intuition is our superpower. And as we get older, we start to listen to it more and more, because we've when we reflect back and we look back when we didn't listen, we see some of the disasters we created in our life. We can always look back in those really challenging times in our lives. And I'm smiling because you can look back, what do they say? Humor is tragedy plus time. We can actually laugh at the really terrible things that happened in the past, hopefully. We were shown prompts, don't you do this. But they're like, oh, but that guy is so hot. Right? Or this job opportunity just seems too good to be true. It is too good to be true. Your gut told you, do not enter this. Something pushed you, but you pushed through. You didn't bring that enlightened energy. You didn't bring that Christ consciousness of who you are. You didn't center in that root system of God within you in action. Because when we listen to that, we go, I'm being prompted not to do this. Right? So as we go forward in times like these, we can be much more powerful outlets to creating a life we want and making change for this world if we really sit anchored in what is next and really consciously connecting with it. So intuition also grows through integrity. When we act on what we sense to be true, especially in small, everyday ways. We reinforce the inner channel. Over time, that quiet guidance becomes clearer, steadier, and more trustworthy. As unity teaches, faith and intuition work together. Intuition reveals truth, and faith gives us the courage to live it. Let me read that again. Intuition reveals truth. Do this, or don't do this. And faith gives us the courage to live it, which is don't do it when you hear don't do it. And do it when you do. And be very brave and have faith that it's all going to work out because you've already gotten that inner prompt. That's the universe knocking on your spiritual door saying, yes, yes, go forward. And when it's a no on something that you're attached to, you have to check your ego. And what is the definition of ego? Everywhere God is not present. Right? So we have to check that because that's the will. And the will push you to do things. That's not intuition. Intuition, you usually know that you're getting a really strong intuition because the thing it's telling you to do scares you. It intimidates you. It worries you. Because it means you have to step out of your comfort zone and the way you've always done things. But you're wanting a different result, but we keep going about it the same way. And what do they say that is? It's insanity, right? Okay. Those who have changed the moral direction of societies were not people who waited for external conditions to improve. More often, everything external had been taken away. Status, safety, approval, even freedom. What remained was their inner life. Right? They took that inner life seriously. They learned to listen to conscious intuition and what unity calls the spirit of truth within you. So listening, right? I had a Bible teacher that would say, you can't start your day until you start your day in prayer and meditation. It's before food and water. You make the spirit of truth be the very thing you roll out of life. You don't go to your TikToks. You don't go to your emails. You don't get your makeup on. You go sit in spirit. And then wait until you have a divine revelation. Divine revelation. And it might be small things. It just might be like, I'm going to drink a lot more water right now. Like it tells you, like you just check in. Your body's telling you something there. Or it might be something way bigger. I got to give more love to this person in my life. It might be, it is time to find a new career. So it can be little things and it can be big things, but there's some sort of revelation, and then you set forth and you follow that. You do it. You have faith that this is what you need to do. As we do that, we recognize that this is a divine universe. And it is always guiding and directing our lives when we tune into this greater something we call God, Source, Spirit, Mother Earth, whatever word, the nameless, really. So they learned to listen to conscious intuition and what Unity calls the spirit of truth within. And from that place arose courage that was not aggressive, resistance that was not violent, and love that was not passive. Dr. King embodied this truth when he said, "Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon, which cuts without wounding and dignifies the person who wields it." Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon, which cuts without wounding and dignifies the person who wields it. And obviously, probably nobody's doing violence in their lives right now, but we can take it deeper into the human condition in the lives we're living, and look at where there has been words, though, we've used of attack towards our sisters and brothers. Or we've responded outside of love and shook people's systems because we haven't aligned ourselves with this greater power and this love. So we still are using our voice as weapons in the way we talk to others, forgetting that we are vibration, and when we are talked to in a harsh way, it shakes our instruments. And when our instruments shook, it takes a while to unshake that energy. So are we contributing to the nonviolence energetically in the interpersonal? Right? When we're talking about the politics, when we're talking about all these dark things, we're talking about, we need to talk about it because you have to be educated, but to not take it into the cells of our bodies. Do not be sleeping and dreaming about it in our dreams. How can we be co-creators of this greater love if we're embodying the worst things we could be seeing in this country right now? We have to step out of it. We have to be above it. We have to be like the eagle, soaring, flying, walking in nature, being in the gratitude of the beauty of this place we live in. Right? So we can look up to Martin Luther King because he had a dream, and it was a massive dream. But you know what? I know that you all have dreams too. We all have dreams. From the day we start in this life, this human experience, to the day we close our eyes from this human experience. Time never runs out for us. Every day is an opportunity to sit in that prayer, to sit in that meditation and wait for that divine revelation and hold in your mind's eye that what you're feeling is your dream. Because those dreams are of God. They're not for someone else. It's not for the luckier one or the ones, we can tend to think that we didn't get the same hand as other people. Comparisons are disaster. You are a perfect child of God. Therefore, you cannot inherit sickness. You cannot be hurt. Nothing can make you afraid. That's from the Course in Miracles. You are perfect now. And everybody equally is. And when we can claim that for ourselves and we can affirm it for ourselves, then maybe we'll let our dreams land in our lap again. Right? So this insight is not confined to one tradition. It echoes across spiritual lineages. The Dalai Lama teaches, love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. From Buddhism, we learn that suffering is intensified by resistance. What we push away gains power over us. This mirrors the psychological insight often attributed to Carl Jung, what you resist persists. So let's bring to mind something that we're resisting right now. Right? Is there anybody in here that can say that they're not resisting anything right now? That's not great. I wish I could see the live stream. Not one hand went up. So you're all resisting something. So this is a good place. This is a good turning point to check in. when you take into your mind's eye and into your heart, when you look at this thing that you're resisting right now, have you noticed that there's a pattern that this is something you've been resisting always? Because it's usually kind of the big stuff right now, because everybody's having a big, like we just had last year, everything was falling, a lot of things were falling away that we were attached to and that needed to get out of our life so that we could come into this year and manifest the life that we desire. But we're also moving into the fire horse and the Chinese zodiac, which is a fast energy, so we're going to have to stay very, very grounded and get very, very clear in our intuition and let faith walk us through the valley of our fears into love. Right? And we all, and I'm not exempt, I'm resisting. Right? I think many of us have so many things going on right now. It's managing balance. It's balancing the feminine, the divine feminine and the masculine. It's the yin and the yang. It's the moving from fear to love. It's a heightening of consciousness of leaving shame and guilt and hurt and moving into intuition, love, and expression. And we have till February 16th, so you get this little window before the horse takes over, getting really clear of this dream that you so lovingly deserve. Let's quit putting off tomorrow what we can start cultivating and embodying today. Because ultimately it's a vibration. And we have to find the vibration of that person that has this dream already accomplished. Are you following me? Okay, good. All right, so from Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita reminds us that right action arises not from attachment to outcomes, but from devotion to truth itself. Dharma lived through us. Dharma is the natural law of life and the inner calling to live in harmony with it. The natural law of life and to live in harmony within it. So this is like, so we see what's going on in the world. I'm sure there's been some things you might be for and there's things that you're not. How can you find harmony within yourself even though? So that that vibration of harmony is a ripple and can touch the hearts and minds of all people. This is how we can have a bigger impact. So when we take to task our own consciousness, what we're harboring about ourselves, what we're speaking into existence in our lives. And are we letting God, source, spirit, love, be the guiding force? Right? So together these traditions tell a single story. Transformation begins inwardly and then moves outward naturally. And alongside Dr. King, we also remember Nelson Mandela, whose life stands as another profound embodiment of peaceful, authentic conviction. These are words I found on the internet that he wrote. And he wrote this: "Do you ever feel as if life has dealt you a bad hand? Do you feel trapped by seemingly insurmountable challenges? How do you pull yourself out of the mire and get back on your feet? Imagine this: you have been sentenced to life imprisonment. Your jail cell is 8 feet by 7 feet in size. You're only allowed to write one letter and receive one visit from the outside world every 6 months. Such was the predicament in which Nelson Mandela found himself at age 46. How did Mandela survive emotionally as well as physically and go on to become the first black president of South Africa and a Nobel Peace Prize winner, although by the time he was 70, he had spent over 1/3 of his life in prison for his anti-apartheid activities? He retained his friendly, polite, and relaxed demeanor while continuing his humanitarian efforts in the face of formidable opposition. You know, sometimes we have to be reminded of stories like this to get out of ourselves, right? In Waldorf, I was raised in Waldorf schools, and not my whole life, but few of my years. And one of the things they do when children complain that they don't have something that another child has, or they're doing a comparison thing, because Rudolf Steiner is very much like Charles Fillmore, very much like Edgar Cayce, who founded that school. It's all based on intuition and growing these children from soul to the earthbound. So they don't even hit the earth as souls till they're 9 years old. They see them as the incarnate of the lifetimes before, and they slowly let the spiritual land, right? So they let them stay in the dreamy, in the imagination. They cultivate that energy, so those early years are creating a profound connection with this greater love that's beyond the veil of the ether. So they're always a conduit of information and being able to communicate with crossover loved ones, and it's just an amazing thing. But when they complain that they don't have something that somebody else has, they'd say, well, do you see that little boy in the playground? Do you see that his legs don't work? And he's going to be in a wheelchair his whole life. Sometimes we have to see that this little thing that we're oppressed up against and we are fighting so hard, that in the global reality of the suffering, it's this compared to what people have gone through, right? Sometimes getting a grasp of the polarities of life. We've all had really, really hard times, and we've all had really good times. And hopefully if you've moved through really hard times, you've even had better times. Because when we face our pain and our grief and our hurt and our loss, and we work through those things, we come out a different person on the other side. So how did Nelson Mandela come out with a polite, kind, relaxed demeanor while continuing his humanitarian efforts in the face of formidable opposition? How do you do that? How do you not get angry? How could he come out not angry? That is the Spirit of God being lived within somebody. That is a person that's called to a spiritual life. He could have felt sorry for himself, and I'm sure he did, and I'm sure he faced some demons inside that prison of wanting to fight and rage. But the claustrophobia of being in that fight and rage in a 7-by-6 cell, you can imagine, would have probably given him a heart attack. So this is the finding the harmony right here, right now. When Mandela emerged from prison, he did not seek revenge. Instead, he chose the far more demanding path of inner mastery. He demonstrated what spiritual traditions across the world teach. When the inner life is disciplined in truth and compassion, it becomes a force capable of reshaping history. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you can call them out or you can speak them to yourself. What inner practices, prayer, meditation, forgiveness, gratitude, help me remain grounded and open-hearted when life feels confining or overwhelming? Walking with God or talking with God? Walking the dog, yes, absolutely. That's a big one for me. I definitely agree with that. Does anybody else have anything? What is the escape when you are feeling that confined feeling and overwhelm? What do you do to replace it? Ho'oponopono. Yes, that's a great prayer. Meditate. Music. Yes. What's the Ho'oponopono? I'll bring it into my talk next week. I've talked about that before. Okay, so when we really think about it, we have to know when we're in that place, and we've got to change the energy. We've got to cut that pattern. We've got to cut the loop and get to doing something holy. Earthing, walking outdoors. This year we could walk outdoors without shoes on every day, because apparently it doesn't snow in Boulder anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm ready for some snow, I have to say. Here, let me ask you one more question. Oh, actually, I think maybe I didn't type it. All right, never mind. So Mandela's life reminds us that circumstances may shape our environment, but they never define our soul. So what that means is we have to make the changes necessary if we're feeling that feeling like we can't move, that we're stuck, that we're stagnating. But the fear of changing the things we need to change to get out of that prison means we have to step into faith and hold that in meditation. And having faith is something wonderful. So I wanted to take you on a little journey, and this isn't a meditation. This is just the Unity 5. It's our abundant prayer practice, and I'm going to just walk you through it to use it and just see if it does anything for you. It's the steps that our prayer team uses in affirming one's connection with God, and then also sharing that which it is that you had in your revelation to the universe of what you would like to come forth in your life, and then letting it, and then being in gratitude, and then giving it to God. So let's just close our eyes for a minute. So this is a short and effective exercise to access that still point. Let's bring to heart and mind the recognition of God, Source, Spirit, whatever word recognizes this love of the universe and this great intellectual energy that guides everything. Now I'm going to ask you to energetically merge with that loving intelligence. Become one with it. Now affirm or reveal something you would like to take place in your life right now. A new career, a healed relationship, or a more loving sense of self, healing. Be very specific here of your needs. And when you have fully revealed it to yourself and the universe, bring in gratitude statements. Say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have no complaints whatsoever. Be in the state of gratitude that it's already coming to you. It's already grabbing hold of your life, that which you are calling out to the universe to merge with and become and manifest. And then the last part of it is letting it go and giving it to God. And that way you can leave it now. And it doesn't have to be a stressor of you. The universe has it, knows what you need even before you ask. It's really you merging with this energy, doing this process to get you aligned with this greater energy that's already always trying to take hold of your life. But you have to let that energy take hold. You have to get out of your own way. And you have to love yourself enough to allow this to take hold in your life. So we can come back into this room. We have to always remember we can only do what God can do through us. We are open channels. We are vessels. And when we get so filled and just constantly in a state of stress and wondering about how you're going to fix this and how am I going to get to this, and your whole life is just a download of stress and fear and upset and discord, there's no vessel available. You filled that vessel with all of your limitations, and those limitations are manifesting more of those limitations in your life because that's what you're putting out to the universe. So you're wondering, why does it keep happening? Keep happening because you keep holding and harboring everything that's not good in your life instead of becoming the vessel Let the universe transform your life. But that takes faith, that takes courage, and that takes you loving yourself enough to let God help you. Thank you. We'll take an offering for Unity now.
It's always good to be reminded of the truth that resides within all of us, that we can be greater than we ever give ourselves permission to be. And so we carry these thoughts with us today. Think to yourself what she is saying about checking in. What are you resisting that you can let go of today and move freely into another section of life that you've been avoiding or missing? So we are so blessed to have this information shared with us every week. And now we have the opportunity to give back. So those of you that are watching online and those of you here, if you want to, just poke into your cell phone, unityofboulder.com, and it'll come up. You'll see a QR code. You can donate directly to Unity. We have a QR code in the lobby as you leave the church. You can see it. You can scan it with your cell phone, and you can make a donation to Unity. Here we bring these donations into our hands, and we can bless them with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. Okay. And we have Bill Withers share her music with us once again. That first song was so perfect. Beautifully said. Beautifully done. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. I think the only way I'm getting through these days is to lean on the people that love me and that I love, and I encourage all of us to make that part of our self and our lives right now. I am going to need your help on this one, though, so please sing with me. bear that you can't carry. I'm right up the road, I'll bear your load if you just call me, call me, call me. You guys sound great. You're hired. Thank you.
I love that song. Thank you for singing that. That was awesome. Fun to sing with you. Amy. So we want to let you know that we have prayer partners available to you after this service. If you just stay seated in your seats, the people with the white sashes will come and find you, and they'll take you down to our beautiful meditation room and pray with you down there. I hold a discussion group right after the service in this back area. We'll have a circle of chairs, and it's just a time to share with one another, have a little community time, speak about what's on our hearts. You can ask me questions about unity and the philosophy and things of that nature, and we always have a good time. We're usually together for about 40 minutes, but you can grab some food and coffee and tea in the fellowship hall and have fellowship over there as well, and you can also bring the food into our circle. So I'll probably be back there in about 5 minutes after we complete the songs.
Cool.
How can I help you?
It was a great talk.
Thank
You
you.
helped me a lot with it.
Thank you. All right, let's all close with Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let's sing. I release and I let go. That's part of the prayer.
Release